Well, yes, indeed. Well, thank you. So I wrote this first film, you know, off my story called Into the Jungle, a novel I written when I was like 18. Figure this here. When I wrote this novel, I was in prison at 18. I began it when I was more like 19, started drafting it, getting the style of writing. Used to write letters to girls and realized how good I was at it. And I couldn't sleep. So I started charting down different ideas when I couldn't sleep instead of just watching TV or wasting my time. So I was one of these guys, I wouldn't play cards. I thought I was wasting my time playing cards. I would say, lock in, 6 o'clock. Lock me in. I don't want to come out. Everybody's out playing cards. I need to get started on my night. It's by 11 o'clock, I might begin writing to breakfast. Then I go to sleep at breakfast. Different schedules at different times, though, fluctuated. Whole point is, I put that sword down in. I tried to get something out of it a long time ago. And the reason being that I was adamant about it, being that I took some things passionately. So I knew I was wasting my time at that time and had 5 years to do. And I was only like 18, so I'm like, wow, got to get something out of this. We was looking forward to college. You can do the Google. We had, grants in the schools. It's Old Colony, Massachusetts Department of Corrections. Grants, yada yada, was canceled. Bill Clinton was in, something to the effect of there'd be, no college for prisoners. Why should they get education? Yada yada. Some people complained they couldn't, which wasn't true. It was more like anybody eligible for grants always have got them. Just so happened prisoners under a certain area code, tax bracket, and a certain suburban type development where they get these type of things and these quotes and these benefits from the prisons being there. So at the end of the day, it was like, well, why couldn't that minority or group which lives in those suburban areas, why can't they get an education and access to it? Because y'all have a lot of things that y'all benefit from their destruction. So that's why it was even processing in the first place. But the thing is, in the NCAA and all these different groups, when they come to help us, they be on the back door, strong mechanisms like that, but then they get doubled out, bought out, stocks, the whole game. It's a game. That's why you don't really own nothing forever, because anytime they want to get at something that's really big, they get at it. They know how, depending on what it is when you're talking about that charity talk. But anyway, moving on. So I'm chopping my sword in there. I learned how to write. I only knew nigga. That was my first word, to get rid of. But I said, how am I going to replace that word? So I had to study words, went to the library. I said, I'm going to read sociology since they won't give us this education. I was upset. They turned us away. Man, no school this morning. I said, what? I was ready. So I went right to the library, realized I didn't know enough words. So I couldn't get through those books because, I was probably reading like a fifth edition of some college, fourth college level year type thing. So, took me 2 hours because I had to research all these terminologies just to keep it moving so I can fully understand. But there's no need to just fake understand because you waste your own time. You want to understand something, man, ask the questions and take the time to know something. I'd rather read one book, right, than 8 books, freely and don't get what they have to offer. So that's why you choose what you read, so you don't want to just be skimming through because of some bullshit all through it. So back to writing this novel, as I begin, I passed this novel around, and there's people in the film that read this book while we was in prison together, and it was to the case where where's the chapter? Oh, you got that chapter? Oh, who got it? Who's next? What's Daryl doing in his life right now? I know what's going to happen. I think what's going to come. Yada, yada. At the end of the day, finished that about 20 years ago. Hope that you guys, enjoy reading the novel and ultimately watch the movie. They're not exactly the same. I did some little twists, and then I had Trap or Die come in It's gonna be a stem off from it, little short thing. There's just little tastes of different writing structures, many other stories to come. I'm just playing around with this. Probably let the story go, move on, play around a little bit, move on. Who knows? At the end of the day, to the writers out there, I want to say, keep pushing, man. We gotta stick together out here, cause it's hard out here, man. Everybody think they could just like produce this incredible stuff, and just cause they got all these tools and great tools, might you mind, but let's not remind you no reason to ride in that great 18-wheeler truck and you don't want to put the oil in the engine, because it doesn't matter how good it looks. The oil needs to be rich, and it needs to be full, and it needs to be just at a perfect degree when it's added. Can't just throw anything in there, and that's the thing with the writing touch. It's really something that can make a big truck move around. You got all those things. You got them. Why are you not reaching out to me or my writer friends? We're out here. Get this, this material up better. So you don't have to worry about that part, and you can stick to your productions, man. You can iron out those details in your narration and your, special effects. Or you can just focus on getting them lines delivered right, because it's already in the right format and you already got the saucy stuff around it, Urban Swords, Iron Sharpens Iron, Into the Jungle. Check me out, baby.